The Bruce Campbell Simulator, aka Evil Dead the Game, is finally here, and of course I've got you covered on the gameplay side of things that will make you a more efficient survivor or an overly possessive demon. First up, you're going to need to go full Dark Souls on some Deadite faces, and this will let you manage groups of them a little better. Melee attacks have some pretty long ending leg on them, but you can use your precious stamina resource to dodge cancel out of the attacks at any time, ideally right after they hit with damage. This will let you get in there, get in some hits, and get right back out safely, but you will need to carefully watch your stamina or focus on leveling it up during the match. Aiming with your gun cancels out of melee attacks as well. If you quickly mash shoot right after doing that, you can get in a fast 1-2 combo that is useful if you need to get in a quick DPS burst. More cancel culture, you can also cancel out of attacks at any time right into finishers. If you're mashing the finisher button during attacking, you can bust right into that flashy move on the earliest possible frame, and during those, you're invulnerable and recoup your stamina during the animation. Win-win. Look down at your stamina gauge right here. Wait, no, over there. Nope, never mind. Down in the far bottom left. When your stamina depletes after performing a dodge, it starts regenerating at the normal rate. Now look at what happens when you sprint all the way up to when it's fully depleted. You get a slight regen penalty that should really discourage you from sprinting too often during combat. Take a look at this poor terrified survivor. I know they're about to fully consume their stamina gauge, leaving them without any other evasive tactics, turning them into pretty much free munchies. So in general, be careful with that sprint button, because a lot of the time the better option is to stay and fight, since attacking costs no stamina. If you pump up the stamina stat to max, you can dodge up to 4 times before it's depleted, which is something you shouldn't wait too long to have. As the demon, at the very start of the match, you don't want to be aimlessly roaming around with a maxed out Infernal energy meter. Each time you simply plant a trap, it doesn't even need to be activated, you earn experience to increase your demon level. 100 points here, for example, just for trapping one chest. So whenever your energy is full, use it, because how quickly you can rank up is what makes or breaks your demon success. I also recommend maxing out the trap stat early because at its highest tier, traps also poop out one of your elite units at a fraction of the cost it would usually take to summon them. Using those extra units from your traps, along with your regular spawns, is one of the best ways to catch teams off guard and overwhelm them. As you already know, using your limited use flashlight will reveal hidden items scattered around the map, but there are some you might be missing. Out in the woods, anytime you find a light source, check around it with your flashlight, which will often reveal hidden items near it. These might be a weapon, ammo, healing, and armor amulet, or matches. Pretty much any time you spot something out of the ordinary out in the wilderness, like a random chest or item, those often have hidden things to reveal near them as well. There's goodies out there in those woods, just keep an eye out for the trees. They get a little handsy. If you look carefully, there's a way to spot traps laid by the demon before you run right into them. These traps will appear in a subtle oval shape that will slightly distort the area around them. Ideally, you want to completely avoid these, but if you have to spring them, you can walk slowly up to them and immediately dodge to avoid the newborn deadite. You want to possess other human players when you have a full stock of Infernal energy, because that's what dictates how long you can stay in them. You can try to lure survivors into your own traps and use your minions to help shift the focus away from you. Inflicting damage on other survivors will give you energy back, and taking damage will quickly whittle down your gauge, but it will eventually hurt the survivor as well. The Evil Dead 2 Ash is your number one fear though, because he can instantly kick you out of possession with his special skill. Try to focus your spookies to terrify him first, so you can use him as your main conduit for possession. Otherwise, you'll be quickly neutralized by his exorcist ability. If you're a survivor though, make sure you got this bad Ash on your team. If you're sprinting and hit the heavy attack button, you do either a quick kick or a headbutt. My favorite initiator attack is that followed by another heavy attack. That sprinting heavy attack will often send the enemy backwards, staggering them, giving you the perfect opening for another big hit. It's easy to miss with that kick if you're not close enough, but if it lands, it can open them up for a quick finish. This last one is more of a public service announcement to make sure you're not being a terrible teammate. The chests that you're going to find will often spit out pink bottles that you use to level up your survivor stats, pretty darn important. Unlike the items that must be shared, each survivor gets their own stock of these spat out. So don't be a loser, mark that chest before you open it to make sure the entire team can see it. If you're opening these without telling anyone, you're to blame for your underleveled team in the late game. And that wraps up my Evil Dead tips for guaranteeing victory on the survivor and demon sides. How exactly does that work? I don't know, fight it out. If you've got some hot tactics of your own, share them down below, and also let me know what you think of Evil Dead the game so far. For me personally, I feel like it does a surprisingly good job at capturing the essence of Evil Dead, not just aesthetically, but in the core gameplay mechanics. The way the demon energy orbs are spread out make it so you're naturally creeping around through the woods just like the elusive evil presence should be, and some of the moments where I was tailing right behind a fleeing car made it even look identical to how some scenes in the movie played out. Also, the ability to possess the human squad, turning them into a temporary evil version of that character, lends itself perfectly from film to interesting PvP video game element. There's also a few single-player short little missions in this that give you very important unlocks upon completion. Those really made me wish we had a huge single-player open-world survival horror Evil Dead game in that exact same style, because it's an engrossing setting that has aged pretty well. We don't really have too many things that are modern age meets medieval meets demon zombies. Now we just need a game where you play as an elderly Elvis Presley trying to save a nursing home from ancient mummies. Yes, that exists, and it stars Bruce Campbell as well. I appreciate you checking this out today. I'm Alex, you've been watching Boomstick Gaming, Full Circle, and have a groovy day.